Howdy, y'all. So on the next episode of Ricky's Big World, we gonna spill all the tea.
And I yelled out, and I yelled at, Daddy, I've been shot. Daddy, I've been shot. Again, this was like Christmas, 2 days before Christmas. He come running over there, and he sees me. He starts screaming.
Back in the Pizza World caverns, behind the test ovens, and in reality next to the bathrooms, it's Ricky's Big World.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Ricky's Big World. So, you want to talk about Christmas, don't you?
Yeah, you know what's happening soon?
What?
Santa Claus is... You're so not thrilled with me.
No, actually, you know what? Jennifer loves Christmas. My holiday is Thanksgiving, but Jennifer loves Christmas. And I have had some funny moments in Christmas over the years, and I've had some very tender moments of Christmas over the years.
Well, I'm excited to hear all about Christmas.
Well, all right. So I've told y'all many times before. I don't hold it back. I was never brought up in a privileged home. Never brought up in a silver spoon. I grew up in the projects, and I grew up where my mom had to work 3 jobs, put food on the table, and my father had left us. So that's the reality of the situation. Now, because of that, my mama made Christmas extra special.
I love that.
Let me tell you something. So I remember 2nd grade, I was went to Wesley Heights Elementary School, and in Columbus, Georgia, and it's still around today. Thank you. And I remember that we didn't have a lot of money for anything, no presents, no special decorations. But what Mama did was we managed to get a tree. I don't know who gave it to her or what. And then in the middle of the night, she wakes me up. She says, "Baby, you want to decorate the tree? This is the weekend."
Oh.
And again, 2nd grade. Now, I was a cute little thing back then. Today, maybe not.
We
but
need
back
pictures so I can flash them up.
then. No. Anyway, so the I'll show you the one with the frog on my head as a baby. How about that?
Okay. Send it to me. We'll put it in post.
No.
Right
anyway.
here.
Right here. So we went into the living room, and there's the tree put up, and I didn't know she had got a tree. And so she goes, and we open up a couple of bags of Hershey Kisses, and they were the silver and the red and the green ones.
Yeah.
And she had gotten yarn from her mama, my grandmama, and we made so many Christmas ornaments, and we hung those up. Then she did the old-fashioned string the popcorn.
Oh.
And so we had a huge bowl of popcorn we were eating out of, plus stringing the popcorn. And while watching, I can't remember what TV show it was, but it was a cartoon, a Christmas kids cartoon. And I woke up, the tree looked great and everything else. And that was like about 2 weeks before Christmas. And then I woke up Christmas morning. I slept on the couch because I wanted to see Santa. And I woke up, and in the middle of the night, just happened to peek, and I saw a big teddy bear floating through the air because I couldn't see it. It was night, and the lights were off and everything else. And then the teddy bear sat in the tree, and I went, "Oh, Santa's invisible." And so I woke up the next morning all excited, and presents everywhere. And they weren't wrapped in shiny paper. It was newspaper. It was anything that my mama could find. Even an old T-shirt that she made with a bow and this. That's happy right there.
I was going to say, I love seeing this happy moment. Like, you could just tell how happy.
It's one of those moments that you realize it's not about presents. It's not about the extravagance of Christmas. The meaning gets lost sometimes. And Mama sat there and she said, what's the first thing that we need to talk about or do to let you know what Christmas is about? And we talked about what Christmas is about. And then I got to open up my presents. And do you know that teddy bear I still have to this day?
That's so sweet.
Still have that teddy bear.
What'd
Love
you
that teddy
name
bear. Huh?
What'd you name him?
I forgot. Oh, Herbie. Because I love Herbie the car. Herbie the Volkswagen.
I love that.
So that was an emotional one. I probably shouldn't have started off with that one.
I love that though. And I love that you started off with like the importance of Christmas, and
Christmas is not about presents. It really isn't.
it's people. It's about being with people and spending time with people and love.
Well, you know, and I'm not gonna get into the religious aspect of what
Yeah.
Christmas is about. Everybody knows what it's about.
Yeah.
But the humanity of Christmas is
Yeah.
what it's about. And that was a very tender moment that will live in my brain in my heart for the rest of my life.
I love how it's not a bright, shiny, you didn't have all the toys in the world. This was like the most simple Christmas, and it was the most meaningful for you. I think that's so important.
Well, I think a lot of parents forget and don't realize that even at 2 years old, kids see what's going on. I saw
Yeah.
my mama struggling. I saw what was going on with us, and the fact that she managed to get this up for her child. Anyway.
I love that.
So I don't want to talk about that part anyway. That's emotional. I don't want to talk about it because I was about to damn bawl and cry all over. But now, the funny one is when we had. So my grandmama on my daddy's side, she had this ugly white tree. Oh, I hated this tree. It was big in the 70s. All right, big time in the 70s, and there was this big old white tree, and ornaments were gaudy. I mean, they were all silver, and she had the silver tinsel on it, and just ugly.
Yeah.
And it was not flame retardant. That thing could have caught fire anytime. And the ugliest lights on it, like you could imagine. And everybody was around it, and people giving presents out. And we used to have around Columbus, Georgia, was this thing called West Point Pepperell, and they made socks and other textiles, and you could get a big old trash bag of mixed match socks for next to nothing. I think $1. I think it was back then.
Yeah.
And when I say trash bag, I'm talking about like a contractor's bag.
Wow.
So here my grandmama coming in, and she done went through that whole bag, and she started matching whatever looked close to matching. That's what you got for Christmas.
Yeah.
And of course, all of us kids were like, "Oh, thank you so much. We love it. Whatever." We hate it.
Yeah.
We hate it. Well, one of my cousins was not happy with this, and I can't prove it to this day, but grandmama tree caught fire.
What?
And when I say it caught fire fast, because all of a sudden this was like about 11 o'clock at night. Everybody's supposed to have been trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. And I remember seeing my little cousin over there, and he would always like playing with fire and matches and stuff. And next thing I know, we smelled like real terrible plastic, like cheap plastic.
Yeah.
And we look over there, and the tree is on fire. And when it started going up fast, my uncle ran over there, and he grabbed that tree, and he threw it outside.
Yeah.
And it just poof, popped in the flame. It was gone.
I like how you're like, I can't prove anything, but I have a cousin who likes playing with fire and happened to be next to the tree.
He got blamed for that tree going bye-bye. And then it so happened his Christmas gift just happened to be in it. Them socks were poofed up too.
Oh.
And he made a comment, "I guess the rest of y'all got to deal with your socks. Unfortunately, mine went into the flame. Ha ha ha."
Oh, that looks a little sus. Little suspicious.
He never admitted it, and he never.
Would you admit it?
He was blamed. I would have admitted. I admitted it a lot.
That's fair.
Was it? What'd you say? I appreciate that. But
That's fair. I mean, we have had episodes where you've done something wrong, like steal a car, and you've apologized years later.
oh
So
yeah, I
can see that
will.
you
I
would
will
admit it.
admit to. I don't care if I did you wrong. I'll admit to it.
That's fair.
If I just so happen to hit my other little cousin with that 50-pound fruitcake from Christmas in 1982, I mean, you know, I'll admit it. I'm old now. It don't matter now. It don't matter. But just because he got lockjaw for a couple of weeks because of, don't mean that. But no, why? No, that'll teach him for asking for a fruitcake again.
That's fair.
All right, nobody want no
That's a
fruitcake.
lesson learned right there.
That fruitcake I know was about from 1842. Something was wrong with that fruitcake because it was musky, moldy, and taut.
And it's
It
not.
burped. Yeah, that's where you go and you push on it, you pick up on it.
I notice a lot of things in your life talking toilets, talking fruitcakes,
Talking, yeah.
the turkey breathed.
The turkey breathes.
Like, a lot of things in your life talk.
You went off on a whole different
I know,
topic.
I'm so
We were
sorry.
talking about Christmas.
My
All right.
ADHD.
So Phoenix City, Alabama, which is across the bridge from Columbus, Georgia. In fact, Alabama is on a whole different time zone than Georgia is. Georgia's on Eastern time. Alabama is on Central time.
Oh, really?
However, Phoenix City, Alabama is on Eastern time.
Okay.
All because people going back and forth to work need to know what time it is.
Oh, yeah.
So they do a parade every Christmas, and I remember standing outside, and to us, 50 degrees is freezing.
Southerners.
Southerners.
Yeah.
Up here, 50 degrees is a holiday.
50 degrees is open the windows weather
Hey,
here.
thank you. And I
You air out
kind of
the
got
house.
accustomed to that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's about 50 degrees. We all shivering, got heavy parkas and coats and everything else on. And here's the parade going on. Well, Miss Dalmer is from one of the local churches, and she was actually in charge of some of the decorations for the parade. Well, the parade's going on, everything's fine. Next thing you know, you see Miss Dahmer's big, old, huge Cadillac from 1970 something come barreling down the hill and rams right into her husband's car, who her husband was in the right. Yes, sir. You don't want that piece down, do you? That's not disrespectful.
You didn't eat it. That's the second time I made you something today. You didn't finish eating it.
Because we're trying to save some room for other stuff.
There's nothing else coming.
Goodbye. Today's the end of your day. Goodbye. Anyway, so where was I at? Oh, hit a truck or hit a car. So she comes barreling down, hits the car while he's in the middle of the parade, right? Gets out of that car. Now you gotta remember, Miss Dahmer, she gotta be like in her 60s back then. So she's dust now. But anyway, so she goes, rams her car into his car. He gets out, start cussing her out. She is drunk like you wouldn't believe. And we got a little guest. We got a little guest.
We do. That's why I love being in here.
I know, me too. And so he starts cussing her out. She starts. Both of them are drunk. Actually, they're both drunk, and it was just it was the highlight of the parade that year, because all of a sudden he took out his gun and pointed at her and said, "If you don't get out of my way, I'm gonna shoot you." She pulls out the rifle out of the back seat of her car and shoots his car. Okay, and the music's still going, the parade is still going. And all of a sudden, somebody, I don't know who it was, grabbed those artificial snowflakes that's made from tinsel.
Right.
Took that, and it was so big, it wrapped around both of them. So they imprisoned them and walked them with a snowflake around them to the prison, or to the local jail, where they slept off the alcohol. And I remember that Christmas parade as the best Christmas parade on the planet. I don't want to see Macy's. I don't want to see nothing else. I want to see that one all over again. And his car was, like I said, part of the parade, so it had all that festivity stuff on it.
That's the most entertaining parade, I think.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I bet.
It was fantastic. But, you know, they sold the alcohol there, the booze.
Yeah.
So, you know, and where she got her. But evidently, come to find out, Miss Dahmer was, and when I say Dahmer, it's like Dalym.
So not the
No,
party. Okay.
It's weird. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Anyway, so, Mister was caught with his secretary
Uh-oh.
under the mistletoe swapping spit.
What?
So she got word of that from one of the gossip girls there, and that's why she did it. And she said Merry Christmas and
Yeah.
some other explicit words.
I get it.
So, yeah. Favorite Christmas parade ever.
Little did she know she was making your day.
made my history. What about you?
Favorite Christmas?
Favorite Christmas? Or one to toe up?
I think my first Christmas with my son. That was a good one.
With your son?
Yeah, with my son. Like being a mom for the first time.
Oh, that's right. He is the oldest. That's
Yeah.
right.
Not that I don't love my daughter, but I think being a mom for the first time during Christmas it's the first time you have to create magic for somebody else. You know, up until that point, magic was always created for me by my parents or my loved ones, and
Magic would have been how you gonna pay that bill.
that was the magic. We
When's
were
his
trying to
birthday?
figure out how to pay that. His birthday's in May,
Okay, all right.
so he wasn't quite one.
No, but still.
Yeah.
May.
But I think it's still, like, even though they can't remember, you do. You know?
That is that's actually nice, especially. What about the second one?
The second child?
No, the
the
second rash of herpes. Yeah, the second child. Which one you thought? What you think I thought?
Yeah, equally as memorable. Her birthday's in June, so she was about the same age. They're kind of at that age where they, like, if you start
Ooh.
ripping something open, they will, like, rip the rest of it open.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what they're doing, but it's just so fun for them to rip paper.
You had summer babies?
I did, both of them.
Oh, I would hate to have known you back then. I bet you were grouchy.
Their birthdays are like opposite too, which when somebody's like, oh, what's his birthday? I have to stop and think for a minute because their numbers are flipped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not a bad mom. It's just it takes me a minute because their birthdays are flipped. The numbers are flipped.
My one of my cousins, she purposely timed all her pregnancies. And she said, I ain't gonna be hot and sweaty. She said, I'm gonna have them babies in October, November, December.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she did. I don't know how she managed to do that, but she did.
It's nice because I had them before it got hot, you know?
What you mean before it got hot? May and June is hot.
Yeah, but like...
Isn't that corn tasseling
It's
time?
not as hot as July and August.
Okay, that's true.
Because, like, when I found out I was pregnant with Sawyer, it was my birthday. So it was October that I found out.
Oh, yeah,
So
when's your
I was
birthday?
October.
You ain't gonna tell us that day? October the...
Oh, 22nd.
Well, happy belated birthday. October 22nd is actually Jennifer's and I anniversary.
That's cute.
Going dating anniversary.
That's
yeah.
cute.
Anyway.
But I found out on my birthday, so like I was pregnant for October, November, December, January, like all the cold stuff, and it was like, you know, the end of spring that I found.
That's a nice Christmas present to yourself, though.
Yeah.
I gave myself a baby.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's the right.
It's
Well,
nerve-wracking in the winter, walking with like ice and stuff.
what about one of the more hilarious Christmases? Y'all go to Disney a lot. Have you had anything?
No, I mean, like I used to go a lot as a kid.
Can I suggest something for Christmas?
Sure.
Can we get some cushions on these damn seats for Christmas? Because I mean, you know, my rear ends ain't feeling it right.
I'll bring you a cushion.
I appreciate that. Good Lord. All right, go
Bring you
ahead.
a donut to sit on.
I don't need no donut, but I mean, you know, give me something from the couch. Something like that. All right.
But yeah, I don't know if I have any like funny Christmases.
How you not have no fun?
I might, but I'd have to think about it. I marvel at you remembering all these stories and being able to recount them. Like
Always.
sometimes I feel like my brain, like I don't feel like I remember that much. Like you do.
Always. Now, I remember when my grandmama got a 1974 '74 white Mustang with the lime green interior. And this ain't like a regular Mustang like you see with that Fox body and all that. This was the. Did you ever see that movie called Starman?
No.
Good Lord. All right, Starman.
I learned a lot from you. Maybe I'll go home and watch this.
Jeff Bridges is in Starman, plays an alien who takes on human form. The woman, I can't remember her name, played. I can't remember her name, even in character. Indiana Jones' love interest.
Okay.
Okay, so you got the picture in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So if you watch that movie, that's the kind of Mustang she had. They had the same kind, just different color. She got this for Christmas. All right. So my uncle is the one who bought it for her, and decided that, and this was brand new evidently, so my uncle decided to play a trick on her for Christmas and had one of his friends who actually works at a bank show up at the door on Christmas
No.
with the loan papers.
No.
It with
I would die.
in a box, and
No.
said, "Ma'am, I've got your Christmas present for you." Said, "I see that you got your brand new car and everything else, but I need you to sign this paperwork for me, and for the loan." And she said, "Well, why I got to sign the paperwork for? I'm not the one to pay for it." "Well, ma'am, actually, you are the one that's paying for it. You're the one that's being billed for it." "Oh, no, ma'am. No, sir, you're not. You can take this car and shove it way up your tinsel toe." And she went outside. She started taking her stuff out of that car. She said, "I don't want this piece of mess." And so, she took that paperwork too, and she just decided to just throw it in the fireplace. She said, I don't know what all this mess is. I don't owe nothing to nobody, nothing like that. I ain't signed nothing. I don't even know who you are or your bank." And just went on and on to the point where she was so hot mad. I'm talking about hot mad. She went there to the kitchen, got that cast iron skillet, one of the big ones, and chased him out of that house. She said, "Merry Christmas to you at the hospital, baby." And he finally came up, and my uncle and them were like laughing and told her about it. She said, "Well, I don't want the damn car now. You can keep it out of this." And she walked in the house, locked the doors, kicked everybody out of her house. That was her get back to them, letting everybody think that she was mad. But she really wasn't mad. She thought it was funny. But I will say this, after my granddaddy died, he was such a player that all the Christmas cards that he gave to all his girlfriends, my grandmama's yard looked like a car lot.
What?
Christmas cards. He bought all his girlfriends that she didn't know about cars, but when he died, they were repossessed. That was part of the contract, that if he ever left them or they left him, the cars revert back to him. Well, he died. The cars went back to his place of residence. And so she came home one day, and there were like a car lot outside her house. Come to find out, that was all the women he was with.
That
Merry Christmas.
is crazy.
But she said, "I could have had a Cadillac. You tell me this heifer got a Cadillac? I ain't getting no Cadillac. Excuse me?" Cussing him out. And what's with this Impala? Look at this. A Cougar. I mean,
Did you get a certain car based on how the relationship was?
I have no idea. All I know is she didn't play when it came to that mess right there, and she didn't know that he was.
That's crazy. Now that's a crazy
like that.
Christmas.
Oh yeah, because the thing is though is that every one of those cars owed money. It wasn't like he went out there and paid cash for them, and so she could have sold them and got money. No, she had to give them all back to the bank.
That's crazy.
And one was a 70s. No, I mean, hold on. When did he die? I think he died in 74. And so one of them was like 2 days brand new.
That's crazy. Merry Christmas. Here's a car lot. And
your receipt.
And you're in debt. And your receipt.
No, she wasn't in there. Oh, now for the Mustang, that was funny.
Yeah.
I love that. And
Wow, that's wild, man.
there was another one I was trying to remember with I played a trick on my daddy one time during Christmas time. I pretend like I got shot and died.
Oh,
So
Ricky. What?
my family always been avid hunters, so we went out to the woods when I
Oh, no,
was
you didn't.
I think I was about 11 or 12, and I was still real skinny at that time, real skinny, so I could hide under the leaves real easy. So we went out, we had our guns and everything else, and I had been already playing with shotguns and all that since I was like real little. So we're out there, and all he said was, look, all we're doing is target practicing on these one sets of targets that we have and everything else. That's it. You can go over there if you want to. So I go over there, and he had already made me mad that day with something. I thought he wouldn't let me do something. I forgot what. And so him and his buddies and my uncles were all out on the other side. So I go over there, and I shoot the gun off at the target. And then I yell, and I had already got, you know how they had that terrible fake blood back in the day
Yes.
that came with the
How
teeth
did you have that?
and a little tube? What do you mean, how did I have it?
You just had it with you out there? in the
Yeah.
woods? You just carried it
I
with
planned
you?
this.
Oh, beforehand.
Oh, yeah, I planned it.
Oh, I see.
So I had that terrible little tube, and I put, was it here, this side? Yeah, it was this side. I put the blood, like a whole bunch of it right here, and just let it just slather up and everything else, and laid down on the ground, and I put some more of the blood on some of the leaves, and I shot the gun again. It wasn't, it was more blanks than anything, or birdshot. So you know you do birdshot, buckshot, birdshot,
Yeah.
buckshot, buckshot. You do it like that. So I had birdshot in it. I just aimed it in the air, and I yelled out, and I yelled at, Daddy, I've been shot. Daddy, I've been shot. Again, this was like Christmas, 2 days before Christmas.
Oh
He
my
come running over there, and he
yeah.
sees me. He starts screaming. My uncle starts screaming. Everybody picks me up, and they're like, "We gotta get him to the hospital. Gotta get him to the hospital." And they put me into the thing. Call the ambulance. We ain't got time for no ambulance. So they put me in the back of the truck, and everybody gets into the back of the truck, covered me up. And at that point, I knew, wait a minute, I think I took this a little too far. And so all of a sudden, my uncle, he starts wiping the blood off, and he's like, "This boy ain't been shot." And I start laughing.
Oh.
I started laughing. I got the biggest Christmas rear end
I was
whooping
gonna say, I
like you
bet.
would not believe.
I would kill.
Exactly. I mean, it killed my dad. Didn't even think that. And I knew I shouldn't have done that because of some other reasons that I don't want to talk about, but some other reasons. But it was just, I had fun. Okay, I had fun. We still got time though. We ain't got no time. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Well, look here. I'm being told that we didn't pay the bill, so they cut the electricity off. So that is that another episode of Ricky's Big World. Well, I would leave the light on, but the light don't work now because we ain't paid the bill. And door, we got to lock it.
Christmassy. We need a Christmassy ending.
We need a Christmas. Okay. So we ain't got no Christmas lights on the tree because we ain't got no tree because we ain't got no money. All right. So Merry Christmas. Y'all have a blessed day. Until next time. Goodbye.